Hi everyone, Harry here to talk about Rudy Giuliani, the judge, Louis Lyman. It's like pulling teeth, but they have forced him to surrender some of the property that's due to Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss for his defamation and the 150 million sum judgment against him. So he has now surrendered a Mercedes Benz he wanted to keep, watches, I think a ring that is maybe a World Series ring. So some stuff is being dislodged. However, he's now fighting this thing. He's just a total scoundrel, and he's just about out of moves. He really is, but he continues to try outrageous maneuvers to hold some stuff back. So first, what's going on in Florida? He is arguing that his residence there is a homestead, meaning his primary residence, and under Florida law, that might be protected. However, it looks like it's not really right. It's not where his main residence was. That was New York, which doesn't have a similar law, and he's gonna have to turn over the Park Avenue lavish pad. That's going to be the sort of big loss. But there's all this other property that was in the New York apartment that's just gone to a storage facility. The dog ate it, or the doorman spirited it away. No, it's got to be Giuliani, right, who did this, and specifically to keep from having to comply with his legal obligations. But so now that storage facility is at the center of his latest, the latest kind of scoundrel's attempt to resist. So basically, Moss and Freeman have given the court evidence that he has moved 24 pallets. Think of like Costco and those huge bases of that things go on, in violation, by the way, of an order that said he couldn't do it. And Giuliani is now basically saying, I don't know how to get there. I don't know where it is. I mean, it's bizarre. But he's basically suggesting that he just can't get this property. So that, I don't think that's going to last very long, but that's going to be the sort of next kind of forced move by the judge of Giuliani. Then the other big drama with Giuliani, his two lawyers moved the court to let him quit. That's an extreme move that lawyers don't do. Well, for one, lawyers want to represent their clients, but not deadbeat clients, for one, which Giuliani has been, and not clients who are trying to force you to undertake unethical or false representation. So they came forward and cited provisions of the ethical code that say, you can step aside with court approval when the client is trying to get you to do something that you just can't do ethically. And that's what they've now said. So Judge Lyman has set a hearing for a week from tomorrow, November 26th, to look into what is this exactly? What is Giuliani trying to get you to do? Why do you say it would violate your ethical duties? He's got to make a finding before letting these two lawyers, as I'm sure they dearly want to do, get out from representing a client who's been up there with Donald Trump as the worst client ever. A, because he's done this long series of resistance to the court, and B, at least on the record, there are other lawyers that he hasn't paid. So anyway, they're trying to get at it. Now somehow he finds a new lawyer. So this new lawyer showed up, and we've got two new arguments here. The first is the big storage facility in Flashpoint. He's saying there is a court-imposed restraining order from somewhere else preventing him from going in there. So what is that, from one of his disputes with the lawyers he represented and didn't pay, and they have a lien on some of the property or whatever. But he says, oh, I'd love to do it, but we can't. So at least he's no longer trying to say, I just don't know, or can't get in there, or, it beats me. So he's admitting it, but saying there's a competing court order. And then, second, the new lawyer has made a novel argument. I think it's novel. I'm not a bankruptcy expert, but that, quote, all wearing apparel is exempt by law from turnover. So that would include the Joe DiMaggio jersey, Giuliani, the kind of hanger-on in sports stuff, has World Series rings and a DiMaggio jersey, etc. And those are among his most prized possessions. So anyway, the new attorney, come out of nowhere, has made these two arguments. So those will be to Judge Lyman to resolve. I don't think he's going to cut any breaks to Rudy Giuliani. Not clear now if he'll just let the lawyers out, since there's another lawyer in play, and also how he'll deal with the many pallets of property that are in the storage facility that weren't supposed to be moved in the first place. But I suspect that property is more likely to make its way to Moss and Freeman. In any event, one person who at the end of the day should not be walking away with that property, it seems pretty clear, is Rudy Giuliani. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.